It's all on you. And the quicker you realize that nobody's going to come and hold your fucking hand through life, through this journey, the faster you will start to see success.
Aren't you sick of struggling? Don't you want to feel what it's like to actually live?
Put your goddamn head down and take charge of your fucking life.
I don't believe in this bitch-made mentality of balance, meaning you take every weekend off like a lot of you sheep.
I don't know about you, but I would much rather be a unique wolf in a field full of sheep than a sheep blending in with the others.
You need to get obsessed. You're allowed to grind as long as you want on your goals, period.
You owe it to yourself to become who you fucking dreamed of. Believe in yourself and take charge of your fucking life. Because you weren't born to be mediocre. You gotta be willing to say one day and then work as hard as you fucking can every day in order to make it happen.
You gotta surround yourself with lions. You gotta surround yourself with wolves. With people that are gonna push you to be the absolute best version of yourself.
Success, it's hard. And it only comes to those who put in the work every day, regardless of how they feel. Born to be great, not born to be average. Born to be great, not born to be mediocre. Everything that you want to achieve, you can do. You just gotta be willing to speak it. You gotta be willing to say it out loud. You gotta be willing to yell it into the fucking universe and then work towards it.
I want you to take a long, hard look at the people you surround yourself with. You can't expect to become a millionaire when you're hanging out with drug addicts. You cannot expect to become the absolute highest level version of yourself if you surround yourself with people that never want to see you do better than them.
Wake the fuck up. The goals that you want to achieve in your life are your fucking goals and nobody else's. Hundreds of people give up on their goals on a daily basis. And it's usually because they realized quickly after starting their journeys that they're alone. Nobody's waking them up in the morning. Nobody's pushing them when they start to make excuses. And nobody's patting them on the back when they hit a milestone. So whatever you want to achieve in life, maybe it's losing a certain amount of weight to become the best version of yourself. Maybe it's building a business to provide financial freedom for your family and to travel the world. Or maybe it's just being a better father, mother, or partner for your spouse. Whatever it is, it's all on you. And the quicker you realize that nobody's going to come and hold your fucking hand through life, through this journey, the faster you will start to see success. Stop relying on outside sources of inspiration, motivation, and support to fucking get you there. Put your goddamn head down and take charge of your fucking life.
And this shit's gonna mess with your head, but sometimes this means you need to let go of the people that you think are your closest friends. This means you might have to let go of the people that are the closest family members to you. You might have to let go of your mom, or your dad, or your brothers, or your sisters, or that best friend you've had since first grade. They might not be bad people, but you need to understand that some people just aren't meant to be in your life long term. They're not meant to help you get to the highest level of yourself. If every time you go to better yourself, somebody hits you with a line like, "Why would you want to do that?" You need to find another f***ing social circle. You need to make a shift and surround yourself with people that challenge you to grow. You gotta surround yourself with lions. You gotta surround yourself with fucking wolves. With people that are gonna push you to be the absolute best fucking version of yourself. That people are gonna push you to your absolute fucking breaking point. Because you can only grow when you're uncomfortable.
I don't know about you, but I would much rather be a unique fucking wolf in a field full of sheep than a sheep blending in with the others.
One day I would drop the drugs and stop being a loser, One day I'd drop the bottle and stop trying to find myself at the bottom of it. One day I would change what it meant to have my family's last name. One day I'd retire my wife so she could do whatever she wanted and not have to go clock into somewhere she hates. And one day I'd give my kids everything they ever wanted so they never knew what it was like to experience pain and abuse like I did. You see, I was always willing to look into the future. I was always willing to look into the future and say, one day, everything will fucking change, even though everyone around me told me to stop. Even though everyone around me told me that shit was ridiculous. Even though everyone around me told me that there was no way that would happen because no one had ever experienced that type of success one day. It didn't matter that they were trying to talk me out of it, and it didn't matter that they were telling me I couldn't do it. I didn't care that they didn't believe in me because I believed in me. Now, I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I knew I could because if they could, I could. If they can, I can. Success leaves clues. There are millions of people in the world seeing grand success and they're dropping breadcrumbs every fucking day. You just gotta pay attention to the steps. They're showing you a path to a better future. They're showing you a path to your goals and aspirations. You just gotta believe in you. You gotta be willing to say one day and then work as hard as you fucking can every day in order to make it happen. Because everything you want is in your mind. Everything that you want to achieve, you can do. You just gotta be willing to speak it. You gotta be willing to say it out loud. You gotta be willing to yell it into the fucking universe and then work towards it. You gotta be ballsy enough to speak it out loud. And you gotta be courageous enough to scream it to the fucking mountaintops and then deal with the doubt from your family and your friends and the haters and the skeptics and everybody else who doesn't fucking believe in you. You gotta be willing to stand on your word, stand on your goals, stand on your aspirations, and scream, one day I'll do it. One day I'll make it happen, and one day I'll achieve everything I've ever fucking wanted. And once you do that, then you gotta do what needs to be done. And that means you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. You're gonna have to sacrifice those weekends. You're gonna have to sacrifice those days out. You're gonna have to sacrifice that TV time. Fuck, you're gonna have to sacrifice hanging out with those old high school buddies. A lot of you guys gotta cut out those old friends, those doubters, those naysayers, those people that have been with you since you were a kid that haven't done anything good for your life. And those sacrifices are necessary because in order to achieve them, in order to reach that pinnacle, you're gonna have to focus on you, yourself, your goals, and your dreams rather than their doubt. Because the truth is this, that one day, that goal, that dream, that reality that you crave so badly is gonna come with a price. Are you willing to work later than everybody else? Are you willing to wake up earlier than everybody else? Are you willing to be made fun of, called an outsider, a weirdo, someone who's consistently changed? Are you willing to be ridiculed and talked down to just because you want that one day goal to become your one day reality? Are you willing to run like a wolf, 30 miles, 10 plus hours a day just so you can eat? If you are, you gotta be willing to walk alone. Because people aren't gonna understand you when you start this journey. They're not gonna believe in you, and they're not gonna pat you on the back for starting in the first place, nor should they. It's not your mom's job to believe in you. It's not your dad's job to believe in you. It's not your friend's job to believe in you. It's not their job to push you through the process to make sure you see success. It's not their goals, it's not their dreams, they're yours. And you gotta be willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to make that one day today. One day. That used to be the theme song of my family. One day. One day we'll get that. One day we'll get there. One day everything will change. That shit used to be ingrained in us. It's what we lived off of. It's what we leaned into every day. It became the theme song of my life. City to city, school to school, home to home, we would move around and I would talk about successes that my family have never seen before. I remember sitting on the couch with my baby brother And while we were watching a movie, a guy pulled up in a brand new silver Audi R8. And that moment shifted my entire reality because inside me, something started to scream. So I looked at my baby brother, locked eyes with him, and I said, one day, that car will be mine. Now you see, that shit was ridiculous. And it was ridiculous to my family and everybody else around us because no one around us had ever done that before. No one was driving those types of cars, living in those types of houses, doing anything great with their lives. So when I spoke it into the ether, when I spoke it out loud, everybody started to laugh. Nobody had ever seen that type of success. And nobody had ever changed their fucking life like I wanted to. There was just something inside me screaming, telling me that I needed to do more. I was always talking about the next thing. I was always talking about what I didn't have, and I was so sick and tired of fucking settling. I was sick and tired of my life. I wanted more. So I would just continue to talk about the future and how one day I would change everything. If I did it, so can you. My one day is today. Drug-free for over 8 years. Haven't touched a sip of alcohol in over 2 years. In the last 3 generations, I've taken my family from sleeping on dirt floors in Portugal to $1 million homes and supercars that no one else has drove with my last name. I retired my wife back in 2019 and she never has to work again. My beautiful baby boy will never understand what it's like to struggle, not be able to eat, not be able to bathe in hot water, or deal with abuse and trauma in his lifetime. My people are protected, provided, and guided through all struggle in life. My one day, that dream, that thought that I had when I had fucking nothing, sitting in that trailer with a hungry belly, not knowing what I was gonna do with my life, is now my reality because I was willing to yell it, I was willing to speak it, and I was willing to do whatever it took to make it fucking happen. And that was only the start. I've got a new one day now, and the work is only beginning.
I think an obsession is a superpower. I think obsession is necessary in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. In every aspect of the saying, obsession is a good thing. You see, I don't really believe in the common term of balance. When it comes down to your life, you have 3 main areas that you should be chasing: wealth goals, health goals, and relationship goals. My aspect of balance is in my day-to-day, I make sure that I work on my health goals, my wealth goals, and my relationship goals. I get obsessed and addicted in seeing success in that area of my life. And there's gonna be a lot of sheep in this world that tell you that that's a bad thing. But a lot of the sheep that say that working too hard is a bad thing are also broke as fuck and not doing anything with their life. That is the mindset for me. I don't believe in this bitch made mentality of fucking balance, meaning you take every weekend off like a lot of you fucking sheep. That is not balance, that is laziness. You see, it's become common that people will tell you that you are working too much, take a break. You are working too much, you need a vacation. You are working too much, take a step back and do something else because of balance. What do you love doing? All right, I want you to think about that for a second. What do you love doing? What is something that you love above all else? It could be anything. It could be video games. It could be literally arts and crafts, maybe building shit in your garage. It could be working with your hands. It could be going on walks in nature. It could be photographing birds. What do you love doing? I want you to think about the thing that you love doing above all else. I want you to ask yourself, how much time have you actually dedicated to the thing that you love the most in the last 7 to 30 days? Actually let that sink in. You see, a lot of individuals, whether it's their full-time hobby or job, or it's their part-time hobby or job, don't actually put in the amount of time that they should be in order to turn that thing they love into their job or into their main source of income or into their career or into what they want to do. Now, you might say every day, but I'm also willing to bet that you have a cutoff during that day. You guys are in love with doing these things, but you have a cutoff on a daily basis. And what I mean by that is you'll work 4, 5, 6, 7 hours towards that thing. And usually when it's supposed to be time off time, where you stop working and go watch TV, stop working and go spend time with family, stop working and go hang out with the friends, stop working and go to the bar, you don't want to. You want to keep working. But every time you go to keep working, keep designing, keep grinding, you get called obsessed. And I'm sure everybody has felt this in some sort of way in their life when they're really trying to be successful at one certain craft. I think an obsession is a fucking superpower across the board. I think obsession is necessary in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. In every aspect of the saying, obsession is a fucking good thing. I think the word balance is overused by weak individuals who don't actually have passion in life. So instead of grinding towards something that they want to achieve, they embrace this common word balance so they can be lazy in their life. They only need to put in 5 to 6 to 8 hours of work a day, and then they can go sit on their fucking ass and watch TV and binge eat junk food. I truly believe that obsession is a fucking superpower. It will help you achieve everything you've ever wanted in life. Whether that's becoming the best parent you can be, or whether that's becoming a multi-billionaire. Obsession is the path to get there. You need to be obsessed with being the best. That's why I also talk about the fact that it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur or if you're a 9-to-5 employee sweeping the fucking floors, you should be obsessed with being the best in that fucking role. And that's why when I was an iron worker, even though when I was a shithead, I still tried my absolute fucking best every single time when I walked on that fucking work site. Every time. Because I wanted to be known as the best. I was obsessed with being that person. And it helped me in every area of my life. All right, again, I do not believe in the common term of balance. I don't understand why people would stop doing something they love just because someone said you need balance in your life. I don't understand why you would stop working towards the thing that lights your soul on fire just because of the word balance. You're gonna stop doing what you love to just sit on the couch and do nothing? You're gonna stop doing what you love to go on a vacation to get away from what you love? You see, I don't really believe in the common term of balance. When it comes down to your life, you have 3 main areas that you should be chasing: wealth goals, health goals, and relationship goals. My aspect of balance is in my day-to-day, I make sure that I work on my health goals, my wealth goals, and my relationship goals. When it comes out of my health goals, I wake up at 3 a.m. every single day, work on my mindset for around 30 minutes, then I go to the gym and I grind for around an hour and a half. I've now added boxing in 3 times a week because I fucking love boxing. And then I go home, do a cold bath, cold shower, and get started with my fucking day. Then my wealth goals. I grind all fucking day for as long as I fucking need to until my work is done so I can push my financial state forward and give financial freedom to not only myself but my fucking family, because eventually I want to be able to leave behind a legacy for that baby boy that's screaming above my head in my office every single fucking day. And then my relationship goals. I make sure that I tell Julia that I love her every single fucking day. I'm trying my best to also give more to her, to try to clean up more around the house, to try to do little things for her, to show my fucking love. That is the fucking mindset for me. I don't believe in this bitch made mentality of fucking balance, meaning you take every weekend off like a lot of you fucking sheep. That is not balance, that is laziness. A lot of you guys need to understand this shit. A lot of you guys embrace a 9-to-5 mentality, and it's why you've never been able to get out of your 9-to-5. You only work from 9 to 5 every single day, Monday to Friday, and then on the weekends you do nothing other than binge eat, binge drink, and not fucking work on yourself. You need to get obsessed. And straight up, I don't give a shit what your family says. I don't care what your friends say. I don't give a shit what the TV says, your old teacher says, your surroundings say. You're allowed to grind as long as you fucking want on your goals, period. Fucking period. There's no such thing as working too much. And the reason why I believe that is because I don't believe or understand the common breakdown of balance, the common breakdown of working too much. but I do it anyways based off of my discipline, my daily habits, and my rituals. And I also always look back at my main goal. I look at my affirmations, I look at my gratefuls, I look at my mindset, I look at my journals, and I remember that this is my fucking passion. So why would I try to escape it? The people who usually tell you that you're working too hard, the people that usually tell you that obsession is a bad thing, the people that usually tell you you need balance in your life and that you should slow down are living average bitch-ass lives. Obsession is a fucking superpower. So if you want to spend 2 to 3 hours in the gym every single fucking day working towards your goals, do it. If you want to spend all night working on your side hustle so you can better your financial situation, do it. If you want to invest hours, days, weeks, months, years learning how to be better at what you fucking love, then do it. The only people that don't like the word obsession are the people that are weak-minded. Step into your power and lean into the shit that you love.
Stop looking at the numbers. You gotta stop just counting the days going by. You keep counting down the days towards the vacation, towards the birthday, towards that party. You just mark the fucking days off in the calendar like they mean nothing until you get to the end and the playlist changes. It changes to holidays and New Year, New You. The New Year countdown, just like every year that's passed. And during this countdown, you mindlessly just scroll through the calendar. Day after day, you just mark up those days with a marker without being intentional at all. You mark them off and talk about how the new year is going to be your year. 2024, you're gonna figure it all out. 2024, you're gonna lose that weight. In 2024, you're going to achieve your dreams. 2024 is just a number on the calendar. And realistically, you're probably gonna screw it up again. This is the truth. You've been in the same place for years. You've been in the same place since before 2023, 22, 21, 20. Do I need to keep going? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and take charge of your fucking life. Because you weren't born to be mediocre. You weren't born to mindlessly scroll through social media, mindlessly drive from work to home and home to work, mindlessly click through channel to channel, and mindlessly mark off those precious fucking days with a black marker. The universe gifted you something great, which is life. Every day is a gift and you are squandering it by just waiting until the next year. You were born to do something different. I don't know what that is, and you might not either. But you owe it to yourself to figure it out. You owe it to yourself to actually fucking try. You owe it to yourself to become fit, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, financially. You owe it to yourself to become who you fucking dreamed of. And above all else, you owe it to your people. You owe it to your family. And you owe it to those friends that keep pushing you and believe in you. You owe it to the people that have always had your back and that have wanted you to step into your shoes forever. Born to be great, not born to be average. Born to be great, not born to be mediocre. Born to be great, not born just to die. Stop looking at the calendar. Stop waiting for that 3 to turn into a 4 and then a 5 and so on. You keep looking at these numbers like they are going to be the catalyst to you transforming your life. Like they're going to be the thing that helps you achieve all the goals and aspirations you have been thinking about. When in reality, they are just that, a number on a calendar. You keep looking at them like they are going to be the thing that takes you from where you are now to where you want to be. But in reality, you've been in the same place for years, struggling with your weight, struggling with your finances, struggling with your family life, struggling with your life. Aren't you sick of it? Aren't you sick of fucking struggling? Aren't you sick of being in the same place year after year, day after day, month after month? Don't you want to feel what it's like to actually live? Feel what it's like to actually be happy and cheerful every day? Feel what it's like to wake up with a smile on your face when you look in the mirror? Feel peace in your heart when you open up your bank account? Feel happy when you are present and focused with your family instead of anxious and overwhelmed? Well, if you do, you gotta make a choice. And the choice is simple. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself as to this next year is going to be the year you transform, and make the transformation now. Make the changes you need to make now. You see, success is not about hacks and tricks and tips. It's hard. And it only comes to those who put in the work every day, regardless of how they feel, regardless of what is going on around them, regardless of not having the motivation, and regardless of not knowing what direction to head. Success comes to those who make sacrifices. Those who sacrifice days out with their friends, who sacrifice TV every night, who sacrifice the drinking and the partying, who sacrifice sleep so they can work harder towards their dreams. It might sound cliche, but success comes to those who want it most. It comes to those who are willing to push harder than the rest. To those who don't want to wait for a number on a calendar to flip in order to put effort in. To those who don't want to wait for a number on a calendar to actually start trying. Those days on your calendar that you just fill in with a black marker and then move on are precious. They should be treated with respect. That day, that black dot, is equivalent to 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. And every single second should be treated with respect. It should be treated with love and focus, because every second of your life counts. Those are the only things you can't get back. So I get it. Most people scroll on social media looking for that video, looking for that sound, looking for that thing that's going to motivate them to kill the next year, kill the next timeline that's about to pop up in front of them. But right now, you know what I want you to do? You know what I'm begging you to do? You know what I'm yelling at you to do? I want you to stop looking towards tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and start looking towards where you need to be right now. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying that you don't have time. Stop saying you don't have the money. Stop saying you don't know what to do and therefore you're stuck where you are. All of it's a lie. And the only way to stop the lies is to tell the truth. And the truth is you have time. You can get the money, and you're more resourceful than you say you are. Stop looking at the days and look down at your feet and then up in front of you towards where you need to go.